What is going on, America? It's your boy Wisco Madman coming at you with another one. Talk to you about vaccines again. I've been hearing an awful lot about how the vaccine is supposed to be some trusted thing, and we're just supposed to bow down and take it. And mandates are starting to take effects, and the constitutionality of all that stuff. You know, let's jump into a little bit different on this one and look at vaccines that don't kill the virus. A problem we're actually coming up upon as we go into other variants, as they're calling them. And down the road, this is something to watch out for. Just based on what I'm seeing. I'm not saying any of this is happening for sure, but this is the thing that worries me. We're told to trust the vaccine, we're told to trust the government, trust the science. The science is new, at least. Especially with SARS-CoV-2, as this virus is so aptly named. But, viruses that don't, or vaccines that don't kill the virus, you can kind of, from a non-medical perspective, think of it as antibacterials or antibiotics that you don't take the full cycle. And it allows the bacteria to build up and become antibiotic resistant. In this case, if the vaccine, all hypothetical, obviously, things to think about, but if the vaccine were to be more of a medicine that keeps the ill or the host alive through COVID, while they can still transmit it, which for the most part it seems to be reassured that it's not being able to be transmitted, but I have a hard time believing that our vaccine rate's so high yet we're having such a problem with it. Obviously there's more science to it, but nonetheless, just hear me out on hypotheticals. If it keeps you alive to transmit a new, now stronger, more resistant, and modified, more dangerous strain, variant, as they say, when does it end? Do we come out with a new booster shot? Or so they're calling it a booster shot? They use these terms that we're so used to hearing from standard vaccines. Weakened versions of viruses. For instance, how influenza was often fought against, which never got a flu shot that I know of. Maybe when I was young, but I kind of doubt it. And as I've grown up, it's just been more and more of realizing that a lot of the time, every year they'll come out with here's a flu shot for this season's flu. Oh, we got the strain wrong, so you're screwed. That's not the prominent one this year. Thanks for the money, fuckers. That's the gist of the flu vaccine. Every once in a while they'll get it right. And then, they look at things like that and say boosters and whatever, just like our childhood vaccines that we had to get for measles, mumps, whatever. They're not really boosters, though. It's kind of like a treatment process almost. It's almost like chemotherapy or anything like that. Like they supplement more of the drug or supplement different dose of the drug or however. This isn't. It's not a booster. They're just calling it that because that's the terminology you're comfortable with. So we consider how this testing process was rushed and modified and changed definitions, as I've said in past videos. Vaccine, mRNA, those things. And they claimed that they rushed this process to save humanity. That was the media's catchphrase of everything. They want to help us and they want us to get back to normal life. That's the hope they keep feeding us. And granted, for the most part, I'm back to my normal life. I notice things here or there. I have to wear a mask once in a while here or there, depending on where I'm at. If I fly somewhere, I have to wear a mask. But for the most part, I'm back to standard operation. And they wanted to save humanity. Is it save humanity or is it make Big Pharma more money? Forced tax money. We don't have the choice of paying. That our government then pays to Big Pharma and basically has a giant loop funnel back to pharma. It's fucked up. We don't have a choice in any of this. At all. We just do as Big Brother tells us to do. What did I say in my last video about follow the money? That's it. Follow the money, honey. Where's the money going? What's your motivation? I think your motivation is to pay Big Pharma because that's who's making all the money. Promise you that. They're making out like bandits right now. 500% since I invested in Moderna. 500%. Thanks, guys. 500% is a pretty decent share return. That's like playing the crypto market right there. Now, the COVID numbers are climbing again. That's what we've been told is COVID. They're starting to see a uptick in COVID cases. But yet, vaccine percentages are almost at herd immunity from what that was the term they originally sold us for this all to be over, right? Herd immunity. Well, they're dialing it back a little bit now. New variant, new this, new that. More boosters, more shots, more. You need more medicine. You need to keep buying from us. You might not be paying at the vaccine. You might not be paying in the mail. You're paying in your taxes. I promise you that. Money doesn't come out of thin air. The government claims they know how to protect us. And we continue to look to the government to solve our problems. I'm not saying burn it down. I was not a fan of last year and lighting fires on the steps of the Capitol building and down here in Denver and tear gas popping off and everything else. It was a shit show. But do we keep on trusting the people that have been in office forever? Biden's got 47 years or something in that ballpark. That number may be old. But career politicians, have we not learned? Doesn't matter the side. I don't care if they're Republican, Democrat. If they like Trump, they like Pelosi, whatever. They're all working for themselves and their own benefits and their true constituents' benefits. I'm supposed to be the constituent. You're supposed to be the constituent. The constituent's the person who pays them campaign money. Truthfully. That might not be the definition, but that's what's happening. The people that get what they want are the people that pay big money to the politicians. Plain and simple. That excludes basically nobody in office because they're all part of the system. They all enable the system. So, if the government knows how to protect us, answer me this. Do you feel protected? Do you feel 2020 or even into 2021 that they're protecting us? Do you feel that they know best? How do we continue to trust them with our protection when they're constantly fumbling? They're constantly coming up with a new story and a new reason why we should do what they say. Now, I'm sure, having said all this, we're over 10 minutes in, and you've written me off as a anti-vaxxer, and if you've watched my past videos, you may have already written me off as an anti-vaxxer before you ever watched this. And that was a big thing pre-COVID, the anti-vaxxers. I was against them because I'm not one. I'm anti-flu vaccine, but that's only because in that exact same situation, you never know if it's going to protect you. And in that situation, for sure for me, worst comes to worst, I get to hallucinate for a couple days. Sit on the couch and tough it out. I'll be okay. Worst comes to worst, I quarantine, so I don't get somebody else sick. Simple. Wash your hands. Those kind of things. Pretty easy. Dare I say, have to go to the doctor for a little treatment. It happens. It's not the end of the world if you have to go to the doctor when you're sick. Can be, but not usually. So, again, I say, I'm not anti-vax. I am pro-proven vaccines. I am pro all the standard vaccines, as I spoke before, polio, measles, mumps, what have you. I don't remember all the shots that I got as a kid, but those are standard herd immunity developments. Those are things that's why polio's what's the term? I can't think of the proper term, but dormant, extinct, whatever. We don't have polio anymore. And that's because of the vaccine. That's because of a proven, researched, tested vaccine. Not a treatment program. Not, hey, every year you take a shot again, and that's supposed to... No, dude, you take the damn shot and you're done. Take maybe a booster or two, whatever, and you're done. Mark my words, there will be more boosters. We'll keep going. They'll keep on coming out with more, I promise you. It's a money machine. This, truthfully, in my opinion, take it or leave it, is not a vaccine. It may, down the road, prove to be a vaccine, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, when they've developed the mRNA to a point that it makes sense, that it's effective. You take a booster, maybe a second booster, and that's it. That's a vaccine. If not, it's a medicine. It's a continuous, you have to keep taking it. This is just food for thought, ladies and gentlemen. It's, use your head. Don't just go with what the news tells you. Don't just go with what Joe Blow tells you. Don't go with what I tell you. Do some research. Think for yourself. Think outside the box. Listen to multiple sources. Take other people's opinions. Develop your own end result in this head of yours. This has been your boy, Wisco Madman. You can catch me on the next one. In the meantime, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see y'all later.